physical aside from CD or and so they want t-shirts and so that kind of surprised me when it started happening. But so that's a positive spin-off.
Yep.
The other crappy thing is the lack of music venues, and that's all about noise control and which has come from the gentrification of and it's happening in every city, not just Dunedin. Wellington's Wellington's not so bad, but Christchurch, the Dutch Deluxe is about to close because of some I won't use that word some loser who's a very, very wealthy loser who's basically forcing to shut down noise control issues. And then the Crown, which is booked 6 months in advance gig-wise, busy, that popular. That the council have, in their wisdom, have allowed the apartments to be built next door to it. Dog with Two Tails, which was our favourite venue, we played there truckloads of times. That got shut down. That closed, because of all sorts of reasons, and one of them being issues with noise control and everything that's happened with that. And so you've got Save the Need Music that are standing up against that. It's an organisation fronted by Dave Bennett and Fairley Evelyn. And they're doing wonderful work to try and negotiate with council, see common sense. However, so that's been an issue with rock bands like, I do a lot of solo stuff because that's a lot quieter. That's normally on it, because a lot of our later stuff's actually recorded on ukulele through distortion and everything. People think it's guitar, it's actually ukulele. I play both, but I can play unplugged in a lot of venues, and we've been doing quite a bit of that. Or Greg and I are doing that as a duo, him on bass. But that's because of like we play often at the Inch Bar on a Tuesday night, and that place is packed, absolutely packed to gunnels, and it's like mainly unplugged. But then the band plays there on the last week of the month, the last Tuesday of the month. And electric, so that's full at low volume though, but it's pretty rocky, and the place is packed. So that's cool. So so the future of the stuff to do with venues, I think some bands will be doing a lot more live streaming. We do a bit of that ourselves. I got into that during lockdown, and it's actually my wife got me into it. So she's quite really good with cameras and things like that. So and she was doing all this artistic, set up a room like artistically, and had all these little video presentations going on behind me, and you just played instruments through an amp. Didn't need a microphone because you just used the cell phones, got really good stereo mics, and we had and I myself had quite a following with that, through COVID. And then level 2, then we got to that phase 2 of level 1 where you could actually get together. So Greg and I got together and filmed did a few live streams as well. And later on, the whole band was doing it. So that's quite what that shows you is if you can't get a gig in town due to lack of venues, we can actually live stream, and quite a number of people tune in to actually watch those. So that's another interesting thing. The other beauty about that, we just do it on Facebook. People do it on YouTube, but I heard of struggles with that. I'm not sure what the struggles actually are, getting it onto the platform, but because you're doing it live, you see. But then you can save it, post it up to YouTube later, I guess. So that's a new field, and it's opening up. So I think there's going to be a lot of with live bands. There's going to be a lot. If the venues keep shutting down, then music will go underground to a certain extent, and there will be lots of house parties and things like that, which will generate noise complaints. But the councils will only have themselves to blame if it gets to that point. Hopefully it doesn't, but I can see that happening, because bands will play. They want to play, and there'll be venues, and they'll be making their own things up. making our own gigs and all sorts. Musicians can be quite inventive when we need to be. So
Yeah.
um, music. The other exciting thing about music is like a lot back when I was, when I was first started, when I was like, teenager. You were either into there wasn't a lot around. So when I started, there was like disco, and I come in on the punk rock,
Yeah.
um, and it was country, and a lot of the country that was around back then was pretty bad. And there was a bit of metal, but now anything goes, and there's a lot of retro, and there's so many, and that's the cool thing. Like there's so many different styles of music, and then of course you got electronica, hip hop, and the whole DJ scene as well, and
Yeah.
but there's this whole like um, you don't people try to fit you into a box, but
Mm.
there's so many different boxes, so you just tear the barriers between them, and you get different crossovers. And like our own band, we're not just surf punk, we also play quite a lot of prog stuff as well when we
Yeah.
get the chance.
Yeah.
um, but to me, that's exciting, and and that's one of the positive spin-offs of there being a digital world, is you can bang stuff on YouTube and people going to see it,
Yeah.
and also Spotify and stuff like that, and
Mm.
it's just so wide. So it's kind of wide open, but it's working out how to actually um, target the best audience, which is more of a marketing thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah, yeah.
And so, what are you doing now with the band? Have you got any events coming up or anything like that?
Oh, yes. Well, funny you should say that. Yeah, on this Saturday, we've got we're playing at Moon's Bar, which is a new venue. So that's something that's really positive, a new Dunedin music venue. So yeah, we're playing there on Saturday night. We've been supported by Europa Kid. So that venue is in the Exchange area. It used to be in the old, what was called the Zucchini Brothers in Princess Street.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So we're pretty amped about that, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, and looking forward to rocking out and unleashing some new stuff. Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so yes, it should be fun. And we have an Oamaru last week. That was fun. They love us down here. Oh, we play in Oamaru a lot.
Yeah.
And the following that, our next official Dunedin gig is, I think, in October, the 19th of October, at another new venue called Yours.
Okay.
And that's a cool little venue, and it's got a great vibe, Yours. So is Moon Bar, actually. Yeah, so I've played one solo gig there, and that just went off. It was solo, like played, but pretty much electric, and that just went off. It was a great place. So that is in Moray Place, only just around the corner from where Dog Two Tails was,
Oh
and
yes. Yeah.
an Asian restaurant. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then of course we'll have to think about where we're going to do the gig for the album release. That could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't made up our mind yet, because we haven't got the product. And yeah, I guess like you say, we need to get our heads together and come up with a video, and
Yeah. Yeah.
for Can't Box Me In. And but we're also got to focus on album design and sorting the songs out in order and all the rest of it, the things that go with when you're doing an album.
Yeah.
It's been a while since they're sick. Yeah, we've had I think there were two EPs we've had since the last album, and one of them it just went like that. It was sold out on the day it was a limited run, all gone. I didn't even have a copy myself, which is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Then we've got the other one that's got Don't Blink on it and Blow the Comfort Zone and stuff. And got about, so that, and then we've had some singles, but that last album was 2013 for Metro Angel. It was his second album, and first album was 2010. So this one, it's been a long time between albums, really. 10 has a decade. Yeah,
Wow.
so yeah,
It's a very long time.
Yeah, but there has been 2 EPs in between there, and a bunch of singles. So finally we got one together. We also had lockdown, of course, and all that sort of stuff. So things have been slowed up a bit, but we're getting there, and let me tell you, the album will be worth the wait.
Oh, nice.
So
how can the viewers find you on social media? What are things for you?
Okay, cheers for asking. So Tim, obviously Facebook. Even though I'm becoming more and more aware that at least people using Facebook. We do have an Instagram account. I haven't got a clue how to use this. I just get lost in Instagram, But Greg's driving Instagram, our bass player. There's one of the great things about Greg. He's an excellent techie person. He just knows it all, and nothing's a problem for him, So, and he does a lot of the work, behind the scenes work. He just takes all the weight off my shoulders, and he's just amazing. He's an absolute blessing. He's set up Instagram, so that we've got an Instagram, and Bandcamp. We've got a well-populated Bandcamp, so everything we've recorded so far is actually on recorded and released so far, I should say. Qualify that is on Bandcamp, and that includes quite a few of the singles that have been released that will be on this upcoming album that have already been released. That's on Bandcamp. And of course, I'll see Facebook. And I've got a YouTube channel. So just remember that anybody that's listening or watching, Katharticus is spelled with a K, not with a C. So if you type in Katharticus, there's a YouTube channel. A couple of our songs have got onto other channels and done quite well, actually. Like Enemy and stuff, Blank TV in particular. But we do have a YouTube channel. So what have we got? Bandcamp. Oh, and of course, is Spotify. So everything we've released is also on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
But we like to promote Bandcamp because they pay you instantly and they pay you well. Which is any other musicians listening, you take note of that. But it's just that the people, it's the way it is. It's people use Spotify. It's the one that's marketed. Maybe like Apple versus IBM or something. Not really sure, but compare that. But that's the one that everybody. So you got to be on Spotify. So we are.
Oh, nice.
And we do have a website. Katharticus.com. Which once again Greg runs that.
Nice.
So he from time to time put some pics up or what's going on up there. But the more of what's going on, we're next, because we do play. Sometimes we get last minute where we're playing just a small set somewhere, and so we whack that up on Facebook and sometimes Instagram. So if you follow us on Facebook, you're gonna know when our next show is or what we're up to.
Oh, nice.
I think I've covered everything that way.
As far as I'm aware, I think we have.
Cool. Social media.
All right, that's great. All right, well, thank you very much for coming on the first ever podcast interview, and I will keep tabs on you, and we'll have another interview later on through the year or something like that.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
This is Michael from Katharticus, and you're listening to New Age FM podcast. Gotta say it right.
Yeah.